Yeah, I asked if you ever raped anybody.
So I haven't raped anybody, but I was involved. I wasn't directly involved in the rape, but I was there.
Didn't know the amount. Expensive new berries I couldn't even pronounce. No gun policy sticking the party. Hope nobody gets out of their body. Got itself hurt, was full of that money. We ain't even wanna have to kill nobody.
I was a teenager, and the person was a hood rat, and hood rat is a terminology that we use for somebody that just fucks everybody in the gang, which we don't hold a lot of merit to hood rats. They're the hood rats, so they're trash. And we always would go and party at this specific location, and we were partying. I was drinking, probably high. I was always drinking and high as a teenager. There was a lot of us. I don't know. I lost count. It was a party. We always had parties. And I opened up the door, and I seen my friends holding this woman down, teenager. We're all teenagers, so she was a teenager. I don't know. I was 13, 14, so they were probably a little bit older. But one of them had one hand, one had the other hand, one had one foot, the other one had another foot, and another one had a gun. And she was getting fucked with a gun, not cooperatively, so it wasn't like she wanted it.
No consent.
Yeah, so not consensual screaming. When I turned on the lights, she started screaming and said, "I know everybody that's in here." I turned the lights off and I just shut the door, and I didn't think anything about it. Actually, I did think something about it. I was thinking about I should go kill her, but she seen my face, and I didn't want to get accused that I was raping people, because that's not what I do. It wasn't really my thing to rape people. Although at the time there was a group of people that I knew that used to do that. They used to rape people and take their clothes and put them in a stolen car and drop them off, and they'd have to run down the street butt naked. That happened a lot.
Wow.
So I didn't technically participate in the rape, but I didn't stop it either. It was just a different time for me back then. Much different. I don't even think about some of this stuff, to be honest with you. I'm not smiling because I'm happy about it, but I think all of these are so far buried. Like I just got done telling you, I feel like I lived two different lives. Like you sitting here watching this video on TV, that's me, you know, some far off land that magically I lived at one time, and it wasn't that far off. You know, I'll be 45 in a few months, and I was 14. I think I was 14 at the time. Now that I think about it, I look at some 14-year-olds that I train. I couldn't even picture them doing any of this stuff. Pretty embarrassing to think about that I participated in things like that. But I did. That's 20 years, 30, 14, 20.
But you don't think about it.
30, almost 30 years. I don't want to have these attachments to these things. It's an embarrassment. Whereas I don't get any joy or pride from it. I'm not boasting about it, but since you asked, yeah, so I don't know if I can say that I was or wasn't guilty by association. And then, what was the other question you asked?
I don't remember.
About the robbery?
Oh, I asked if you had ever robbed anybody. That was my first question.
Yeah. So I robbed plenty of people. A lot. Strong arm robbery with, under knife, under gun. Home robberies. Car robberies. That was my thing. Just as a career criminal, like in a video. Like every single day right now, I get up, 5 o'clock, 4:30, and I go and I help people. That's my day. From the time I leave till the time I come back and I get fulfillment. Well, back then my day began at about 6 o'clock. Wake up, clean, shower, iron my clothes, put my bandana in my pocket, take whatever gun I carried with that day, and I'd go patrol the streets and go try to commit crime every day.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Was it?
Sounds fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Until you get caught.
That was fun too.
What?
It was about that life.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I can't say that it wasn't fun. I can't say that my childhood was not fun.
Well, exhilarating.
I can say that my really childhood, not my teenage years, that was not fun. I wasn't able to defend myself. I couldn't protect myself. I was a child. I was a child that got beat by a grown man. I didn't have any way of protecting myself, which is why I wanted to shoot my dad. I wanted to kill him. Like, he was a bad person. So that wasn't fun. I don't have any pleasant memories of that. But from the time that I stood up to myself, to him, up until even after the California Youth Authority, you know, and even certain parts of being in prison, all of it was fun. I was never upset that I got incarcerated. I was never mad. I enjoyed it. I'd be in the back of the cop car and I'd talk shit to the cops and I'd ask them stupid questions like, you know, so you guys like gangs? What's the difference between a cop and a sheriff? You guys feud and shoot at each other? You know, like I was an asshole. I was a menace. In every sense of the word, I was a menace.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Then,
Yeah.
you know, if I have to think about it, yeah.
What would you do now if you were at a party and you saw somebody doing what you talked about earlier? If you saw someone getting raped, what do you think you'd do? You think you'd have the same reaction or something different?
Wow.
Good question.
I hate you at times.
Mine's good.
I don't think I would interfere.
Yeah.
I don't think I would interfere, not because I wouldn't want her to be safe, but I think I wouldn't interfere because I wouldn't want to jeopardize my freedom. I mean, that'd be a fucked up scenario and situation, but I'm not a hero.
Yeah.
If I don't know you, then I'm not a hero. I'm not out there fighting crime. That's not what I want to do.
You also don't surround yourself with those people anymore.
I don't, but I do go to parties, and the likelihood of that happening with the people that I associate myself with is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
But if I have to stop and think about it, if I have to be honest, which I'm going to be, I don't think that I would.
No.
I mean, I've seen accidents happen on the road, and I'm not pulling over. That's not my thing. I'm not a hero. You know, I'm not concerned. It has nothing to do with me. If it was somebody that I knew, that's different. I mean, you asked me that. What would I do if something happened to you?
I did.
I mean, that's a hard answer. That's not something that I take lightly.
Well, your freedom, you spent 12 years of your life with no freedom, so
So you have to be careful.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I just asked what you would do if you found out that somebody hurt me.
Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. You know, I mean, I have a lot of close friends now that are police officers. I you know, I could probably call one of them and just run it by them. You know, how should I handle this? I mean, you know, really close friends. I remember one time we were at a bar. Me and a police officer friend of mine, and we were partying, hanging out, and we were having a good time. And I seen people walk in from my past, and I knew that nothing good was gonna come from it. And I'm with a cop, and he's my friend. I didn't want to bounce on him, so I went to the bathroom, and he was laughing. He came in. You know, I said, we gotta go. And he was like, I'm not going anywhere. I said, no, you don't understand. We have to go right now. Like, I'm dead serious. And he kind of looked at me and got serious, and he was like, everything okay? I said, no. Like, we have to go right now. Like, I don't care about the bill. We have to go. And he didn't ask no question. He understood. He looked at me and he was like, let's go.
Are you greenlit, or you just didn't want, or are you just afraid about altercation?
I did something. to their family.
Okay.
So I made a lot of wrong decisions as a teenager.
It's time to get the fuck out of the bar.
Yeah. And sometimes people don't really have that understanding because they don't live that lifestyle. You know, you hear about these shootings like in schools and the shooting that happened in downtown at the club, and you hear about stuff on TV, but to experience that, or to have a gun pulled on you, or to stick a gun in somebody's mouth, or to pull a trigger and see body parts fly everywhere, and the smell and the sounds, and it's different on TV. I mean, they try to make it as real as possible, but it's a whole other thing when it actually happens to you. Or it's one thing to be boastful about knowing how to fight, or taking classes and self-defense classes. Something totally different when somebody pulls a knife up to your neck.
Yeah, it's violence.
Yeah.
And then all that learning and that teaching and everything just goes out the window. I've seen it happen so many times. I've seen so many things happen, and so many people tell me that they're not going to run away and they're going to have my back, and they bounce. When the shit hits the fan, ultimately,
I think he has to go outside.
you really find out who your friends are. And I think when the shit hits the fan, you find out who you are. And the shit has hit the fan so many times in my life that I've been tested so many times over and over and over. And after a while, you just become numb to it. You just become numb to it. And then you just, you start to see certain patterns, and you start to be more vigilant and aware, and you can avoid confrontation, and you have no problem just walking away. Like, I'm gonna avoid conflict to the best of my ability. But if I get socked in my mouth, like, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna respond to that. I would like to say that, you know, I can be man enough and walk away and say, you know what, I've done enough of this and just keep my freedom. But I don't know. I have no idea because it's never happened.
Yeah.
I've never been hit in my mouth and I didn't do anything. So how can I say that that's what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They just, light switch on.
Yeah, and I'm afraid of that.
So am I.
So, you know, it's just, I don't want anybody to see that side of me, which is why I do everything in my power to avoid it. And sometimes, you know, I'm a little careless. Like when I was at Juggernaut, I think that was about the most careless I've ever been, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I remember talking to you about it.
Yeah, you were very loose and relaxed.
And careless in many ways.
Careless, yeah.
With my demeanor and with the things I was doing, I was just.
Yeah, you didn't give a fuck.
I mean, to the point where I was asking for something.
Yeah. You were like, I want to wild out right now. Nobody else wants to wild out. I was like, chill.
Chill. Simmer down.
Kept throwing a bunch of water on people, which.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't matter. Like, it's a rave, but some people might,
It just takes one person to be upset.
Yeah, and I didn't really care at that point. I really didn't. And then I was putting Miles, in danger, and I was putting more myself in danger than anything. I mean, I've been in plenty of altercations where it was me against many, and okay,
about it, yeah.
no, not really. I mean, one of them.
You've been in prison, you had to fight multiple people. Being at a rave, fighting multiple people isn't shit.
I mean, one of us is gonna get tired. It ain't gonna be me first.
The amount, expensive new berries I couldn't even pronounce. No gun polish, just sticking the party. Hope nobody gets out of their body. Got itself version was full of that money. We ain't even wanna have to kill nobody.